morning, everybody. Morning, everybody. All right. Let's see here. I see Claudia. Good morning, Claudia. Whoa. That's wild. I don't know what just happened, but that's kind of cool. And now Claudia what is going on? Okay, this is way pretty cool. You guys might have to see my computer and stuff so that I can kind of geek out a little minute on technology. Because it looks like I can see your texting onto the screen all at the same time. Isn't that cool? Okay. So good morning, everybody. I'm Belinda from Just Be Yoga, and you're not usually going to see this computer screen, but I'm kind of keeping this up so that I can talk to folks a little bit at the same time. You're joining us for our home yoga practice live, where I've been sharing how to develop a home yoga practice, how to start to connect in with a practice that's yours, that's genuine to you. And so today I thought I was really thinking about balance. And with balance, I want to explore all kinds of ranges of what is a balanced practice and what does it mean to be practicing balance. And I'll bet you many of us have been thinking, oh man, does Belinda mean we're going to be doing one-legged stuff? So what did come to mind to some of you? Or did I frighten people off? That's what I'm wondering. Oh, look at here. Does this mean that everybody's going to run away now because they think that it means we're going to do one-legged stuff? All right. So no, that's not what it means. I'm going to push this back a little bit and get going and show you guys some of my stuff here. And my producer has made me be far more aware that I gotta aim it so that people can actually see it. There we go, I think. All right, balance. So there's different ways for us to absorb looking at balance, okay, in our postures and in our mind. So we can be bending or folding, one or the other, right? Looking at the equal and opposites of things. Looking at opening and closing in different areas of our body, whether it's arms or our legs, open and close. Twisting, of course, in both directions. Whether we're doing a fast practice or a slow practice, or somewhere in between. Do we do long holds? Do we really work really fast and speed up our heart rate? I think I have standing versus kneeling versus sitting versus reclining, versus laying on our belly versus laying on our back. So all kinds of ways of looking at balancing. And I bring that up because, and then of course balancing walking on 2 feet versus walking on one leg. And just feeling out my existence, my awareness. Is it in a balanced way? When is the last time I spent a whole bunch of time just hanging out in my body like that? And what would I learn? What do I train? What do I grow by spending a little bit more time in alternate spaces, creating that balance of existence, that equilibrium, all right? So that's what we're going to explore, so that hopefully when you're practicing at home, you can say, you know what, I don't know what to do today. Well, at the very least, it should be balanced. So if I do something super fiery, I should do something super cooling. If I do something that lengthens me, I'm going to do something that compresses me. All just bringing into mind what is balance, what's an equal and alternate way of being in my body. Open, close, bend, fold, right? So I can back bend or I can fold, twisting both directions, standing, sitting, kneeling, laying on our back, laying on our tummies, and all kinds of stuff like that. There we go. All right, so this morning I'm going to start in my child's pose. I'm going to move my mat just a little bit closer here. And we're going to work through a practice today that just kind of goes back and forth from with the perspective of balance. What is a balanced practice? Then we'll get to talk about the balance in our minds. Because if our mind is not balanced, then we're probably going to carry an inordinate stress load up here in the old noggin. All right, so I'm going to sink with my hips back. My knees are wide, letting my head rest. Feeling the back of me up toward the ceiling, the front of me facing the floor. And I feel and experience the weight of the world here on my flesh. And I'm going to come up to my hands and knees and then stand on my knees for a camel. And first I'm going to find a nice even space, okay? I'm going to try to have my head, my heart over my hips, over my knees, hands to the low back, and then offer the chest up. And I'm observing what I'm feeling in my back and my thighs. And now I'm going to go to rabbit as a counter pose, bringing the top of my head down. So my head was up. Now I'm going to bring my head down, bring my hands to my heels or ankles, and lift the hips, bending the back of my spine. Breath in, breath out. Nice way to counter. Breath in, breath out. And lower that. I'm going to bring my hands behind me now. And then just thrust my hips up. Now this is a bit of bending. And as you can see, of course, we're going to be stretching along here. And lower that down. Bring my hands out in front of me, palms wide. Come forward. Tuck the toes, lift the hips down dog. Another way to have a nice counter and balance. Moving my spine, moving my body in equal and opposite shapes and forms and energies. Bring my knees down and find child's pose. Now this time I'm going to have my inner thighs together. Good. Now I'm going to lengthen my arms forward and come forward and lay my belly onto the floor. I'm going to bring my hands back alongside my lowest ribs, pin those elbows, and lift the heart for cobra. So I'm bending the spine up and back. Breath in. And down dog. Breath out. Another way to have a nice counter. I want to bend my knees a little here and walk my hands back to my feet. And I'm going to let my whole upper body drape. Now that is an awesome way to counter, because I just did the back bend in the cobra. And I'm going to walk my way forward and bring myself to plank. Breath in, feeling my strength, so it's a nice heated pose. And I'm going to lower down to my belly. Breath in for cobra. Lifting my chest and my heart. And down dog, back to the counter pose, and it's cooling. Lightly bend my knees, walk my hands back to my feet. Maybe bringing my hands behind my calves, super duper folding it in and super duper calming on my mind. Good, I'm gonna walk my way back forward to my plank. I'm gonna bring the knees down. Sink it back to child's pose. Now, just for the sake of starting to warm up some movement and warm up a practice, let's see about making a sequence out of what we just did. Coming up to standing on my knees, a little bit of space in between my inner thighs. Breath in, lifting the chest. Exhale, we're going to go to Rabbit Apanasana, bringing the top of the head down, lifting the hips, stretching out the neck and shoulders. Lower the hips down, sinking my weight back on those ankles and heels, feeling this stretch, maybe going a little bit further by lifting the hips, opening my chest. And lower that down, bringing the hands out in front of me, tucking the toes, lifting the hips down, dog. Rolling it forward to plank. Maybe your knees are down, lowering through, feeling a little heat, a little energizing. Breath in, cobra. My body is actually ready and asking for me to go to up dog, where I've got the tops of the feet down, knees are off the mat, lifting up so my back is able to bend a little bit more, engaging a lot more strength and fire. And then down dog. Lightly bend the knees, walking my hands back to my feet. I'm going to bend my knees, lift my chest, chair for some fire. Got some fire. Pull those knees back, pull the butt back, scoop the tailbone under. With the fire, I'm going to stay with it. I'm going to lay my chest on my thighs, finding a twist, a twisting chair. Breath. Reaching forward. Other side. Breath. Reaching forward. Forward fold, letting it go, cooling it off. You can also think about bottom body versus upper body and what's doing more work, what's getting to relax. I'm going to roll the spine up, coming up to standing, finding a nice mountain. So we're going to work a little balance in the upper body because we've done a lot of bottom body now. Done a lot of spinal work. I'm taking my left arm across, hooking behind it, maybe just holding the shoulder, twisting. Trying to keep my hips aiming forward, twisting. Feeling the back of that shoulder, the attachments in between the shoulder blades. Sending my breath to expand there. And release, finding the other side, hooking and twisting. Check those hips. Good. Let's release, arms open. And left under, right under, closed or crisscrossing. Lift the elbows and take it forward. So I said opening and closing. single-legged. I'm gonna root through one leg. Let's choose the left. And I'm gonna lift the right. And bring it down. So all I'm doing is just checking in on what does this leg want to do. I'm going to root in the other leg and left. Can I still grow tall in the upper body? Is there an equal distribution of energy? And bring that down. Root and lift. Breath. And down. Now I'm going to turn sideways to show. I'm going to lift this left leg and extend. So I've got extension and flexion. It's another way of saying bending and folding. Breath. Bringing that back up and placing that down. And I get to feel the muscles that had to be involved in doing that work. All right. We're going to do the other side. Root, lift. And reach. Breath. Bringing that knee back and bringing that down. Good. I'm going to work it out now with a bit of a sun salutation, and then we're going to do another standing space. I'm going to breathe in, root and lift. Exhale, forward fold. Kind of build a little fire in our practice. Breath in, lifting the chest. Step back. Maybe bring your knees down for your plank. Lower down, smooth and even, not in a hurry and not too slowly. Balance. Breath in, lift. Breath out, down dog. Looking forward, traveling the feet up in between our hands. Half flat, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, hands to prayer. So it's a nice sequence in honor of the energy of the sun, in honor of the energy that fuels us, that is our source. All right, we're going to find the other counter now. I'm going to take my left knee and maybe find the foot or ankle. All right, so here you may choose. I need to be really close to a wall so that I can hold on here. If you're trying to work on, let me see where I am. It's not a competition, it's testing in. What is my relationship to gravity? Okay, because that's a navigation that's going on in our body all the time, and we're not aware of it. We're not aware of all the small components that keep us erect against gravity. All right, so I'm going to find this again, aiming this knee down, sitting up, feeling that in the quad. We did this lying down, on our knees. And release. Feel that upward energy holding me upright. I don't want to get too heavy, right? If I drill down too much, that's going to put too much strain on lift. Equal energy, upward, equal energy, downward. Balance. Find the other leg. Maybe having a little support. A chair out here, a wall out here, a human who's not falling. Breath. Chest up, starting to feel muscles in my back, starting to work, and I'm trying to ask them, do they need to be working? Who's doing too much? Who's doing too little? Where's my mind right now? Am I super focused on the bottom of my body? Could I help my cause? By bringing some of my attention into my chest and my heart. Nice, I'm gonna let that foot go. Let's do another sun salutation as a nice little balance from our standing still slow space to a little bit of movement. We'll breathe in and lift. Exhale, feeling the fold. I'm going to bend my knees a little. My back is feeling a lot of strain from a little bit too much forward folding lately. Breathing in, lifting the chest. And I'm going to step back to plank, finding where I want to be with my fire, and lower it down. Breath in, up dog or cobra. Exhaling to downward facing dog. Good. Let's go ahead and bring the right knee down. Right hand is down. And I'm going to turn my perspective, the plane of my body sideways. Okay, because I'm usually upright and with my chest frontally and backward, frontal and rearward. So now I get to turn it sideways, more balance in my perspective, pressing down through the baby toe edge, pushing through the hip, feeling the sides of me, having to be supportive and strong. Don't spend much time asking the sides of me. Now, if you want to play, you could lift and say, okay, sides of me, how fancy do you want to be? Lifting that other leg. Maybe I bend that leg and find that foot too. That may be a little bit too much sides of me. And then I'm going to release and bring that down. Tuck the toes, lift the hips down, dog. I'm going to bring the left knee down, spin that foot flat, and get ready to thrust the hips, stand in that leg. I'm going to have my back turned to you guys for this one. Turning my chest sideways, feeling this hip, feeling how much the sides over here are working really hard to hold me stable. And then I noticed my mind got a little out of whack. Okay, my mind was not balanced. My mind got frantic. So I'm bringing my mind back to balance and asking, are you safe or are you unsafe? And my mind knows that I'm safe. So I'm coming back into, okay, let's find some joy and embrace the imperfection. Because usually I start to strain in the imbalance of seeking perfection. Balance is not perfection. Balance is peace in the imperfection. And then maybe you lift. Breath. I'm going to bend this knee. So I'm really working on peace in my imperfection here because I feel like, oh man, they're seeing a lot of wobbling out of me. But that's okay, because as long as I show some joy, some laughter, some humor, that means I've got to embody that. Bringing some balance in my perspective. Balance in my breathing, balance in letting that go before I fell on my face. And then bring both hands down, both knees down, and find downward facing dog. So I'm going to lengthen and extend through my upper body, pressing my heels back, tilting my tailbone up. Good. I'm going to work up a little fire now because I was really still. Breath in, looking forward, taking as many steps as I need to bring my legs up. Half flat back, forward fold. Coming all the way up to standing, reaching. Chair pose. Back to standing. Lifting a leg. Stepping it back foot flat, warrior one. Maybe widen that stance for balance, okay? If I'm on too narrow of a plane, that's creating too much imbalance. I'm working on stability, another way to think about balance and equilibrium. Breath in, hands to prayer, stepping this leg up. Breath in. Forward fold. Remember I said my back, it's a little straining, so I'm going to bend these knees a bunch. Line up. Chair. Breath in. Just wanting that heat to be maintained. Breath out, coming back up, lifting, stepping it back, not letting myself drop to gravity. Right, I'll just demo that one more time. Are we kind of going, huh, and letting gravity take our body and slam it down to the earth? Or are we working on our muscles, having a relationship with gravity and placing the body down with control, intention, deliberate nature? Breath in, let's lift. Good, I'm going to bring the hands down, step to plank. Maybe I need a little bit more fire. Maybe I want that leg lifted. As I come through, I'm going to lift my chest for up dog. Perhaps you want a cobra, so your belly's on the floor. And downward facing dog. Going to work a little bit of hips now, of open, close, neutral. I'm going to bring my left foot up to the top of the mat, spinning that foot flat, and come up for warrior two. And open. Good. So these hips are rotating open and opening wide. Good. So now that muscle gets to not contract, and now it gets to hold me and contract. And it gets to relax, and it gets to hold and contain. Feel the balance of that work. Good. So the left leg and the right leg are both finding different ways of opening. This is opening in a space of strength, contract. This one is stable and strength. So now I'm just going to switch it out so that I balance that out. Now I ask this to contract, and I get to feel what's going on in this groin here and give it a break. Strong, stable, structural, and bending, and up, and bending. All right. Now, sometimes you can say, oh, let's see what the balance is for both to be open, bent, and strong. Heels facing one another, knees open. Oh. And that might already be a huge confrontation for what's going on in the balance of the mind. Right? A lot of times we think it's all about this physicality. Woo! And all of it's putting you through fits and starts up here. We got imbalanced thinking because the brain is maybe just on, okay, whatever. Okay, balloon's crazy. Okay, why is she doing this? Oh, being here. Where's the peace? Where do I find some peace? Holy crap, I'm still alive on this planet, doing good works, doing good deeds. And I'm going to straighten, still open, but in a stable structural space, and strength, sustaining. Good, I'm going to bring that up. All right, so now let's find the counter. It feels like some of us might really want that counter. So I'm going to bring these legs in. Already, let's just work on neutral because the hips don't need to go instantly crisscrossing, especially after we were nice and open wide. All right, so I'm just going to keep my legs together, hips up, breath in, and I'm going to side bend and push that hip over. Whoa, stretch it out. All those muscles that have been gripping there to hold that Buddha squat. Good. And now let's find a little balance. Push that hip. See if this side wants to move. Ooh, send that breath down there. Bringing it back up. Nice. And we'll bring our hands to prayer. Now my hips are feeling like, okay, maybe I'll work with you here, Belinda. All right, so first, I'm just going to cross the legs. So I said we've open and close. We did that already in the arms, or call it crisscross. If you're looking for a technical term, open wide, abduction. Like, unfortunately, he was abducted from the park. And then this is adduction, A-D-D-U-C, adduct, okay? So here we are. This has a tendency to want to turn my hips. So I want to ask them to be right here, feet flat. Depending on the size of our thighs, we might need to walk that out forward to make a little bit more room for the size and the girth of our thighs. Good. Now I'm going to send that hip over and see. Ooh. Good. A little bit of crisscross. Here we go. Breath. See. Take some of my mind out of my legs. Come on up into the chest. Whoa. And bring myself back. I'm going to switch. Find out my balance. Where am I? Lifting. And side bend. Where's my mind? Can I balance the attention in my mind? Can I have it explore some places where it hasn't spent any time? How about my right armpit? How about my left armpit? How about my left pinky toe? Sometimes I give myself that kind of random thought to really bring my head out of a massive space that I'm spending an inordinate amount of time on. And bring myself up, other side. Ooh. Press. Ooh, 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 gonna fall. Trusting my legs, letting that upper body lift off of the legs. And bring it back. Now here comes the crazy. Let's see if we can fold over these crossed legs. Maybe bringing your hands to a block or a strap. Feel your hips, feel your legs. Relax the shoulders, relax the head. Try to remember the leg that's in front right now. And then let's bring both feet together, rolling the spine up. Cross that opposite leg. Feel the hips, and then come on forward. And I'm going to bring myself up, maybe uncross first. So before we leave this concept of the crossing in the hips, think for a moment, what else might be a way in which we get those legs that way? Ding, 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 ding. Eagle. All right. Now, eagle creates all sorts of consternation for some people. I like to really work the base first because that's the part that's I'm connected to the earth on. I'm not worried about my wings. I'm going to worry about my legs first. So we're going to find that chair. I'm going to root down in this left leg. And just for starters, cross that knee across and let the toe come down. So yeah, I've got those legs crossed, hips. So I get to bring some fire in that crisscross. Chest is up. So we've already done eagle in the upper body earlier. Now we've got it in the bottom body, and only if you want to go fancy pants, but it could be adding too much, right? And whenever we add too much in any posture, in any action, that's an imbalance unto itself, right? Think Jenga, okay? You don't want to put too much load on a joint or a structure, all right? But I'm going to go ahead and see about bringing my right arm over, left arm under, sinking, letting my mind find a balanced space, not being a worry too much, not being a fear too much, not being a boastful space too much. I'm going to let those arms go, uncross the legs. I think I want to stretch that out, okay, because that stretch along the side is asking for a little help. So I'm going to breathe in, lifting. Good, and taking it forward. Maybe shake my head yes or no. And then roll my spine up. Going to get ready for the other side. So I'm going to find that chair that we're so fond of right now. I'm going to take my left leg now and wrap it over the right knee, toe touching. My chest is up, sinking, feeling the stretching along the sides of those hips. Expanding the arms open wide. I'm going to find the other side. If I want, I can do without the arms. Now I'm going to play with a little balance of thinking. Could I sink more? Could I lift more? And would that help me find some ease? Because if I sink, I'm not trying to hold myself up so much. If I'm lifting, I'm taking some weight off my bottom body. Where's the balance in my breath? Or did it become erratic? I'm going to release my arms, uncross the legs. Good. Lifting the upper body off of the bottom body. I'm going to see how much I can release my upper body up and over. Breath. Navigating, negotiating, balancing, seeing the world from this view. And bringing myself up and over. I'm going to invite us to come on down to a seated space. Okay, so we've got our bending, we've got our folding, we've got our twisting, we've got our opening, we've got our closing. So hopefully as you travel around on your mat, especially if you're the kind of person who starts to confront, I don't know what to do. Just use that as your gauge, as your template, and just start, okay? How do I bend and fold, flex and extend in my neck? Twist in my neck. Bend in my neck. Bend in my neck. Good. Rotate in my neck. What is available? Change direction. And come on up to a neutral space. What is balance in my hands? They flex open and they contract. They extend open, extension, and contract. An extension. Do I believe they could spread open wider? Can I feel the spaces in between the digits in the metacarpals to expand open and close? Feeling the muscles in my forearms that contribute to me being able to tense and close and contract. Wrist rotations, I can do them with the fingers flaring or the fists and feel the difference in what's going on. Changing my direction. Good. You could even bring the wrists down. Ooh, feeling those forearms. And then flipping them. Feeling those forearms. Sometimes people like to do it like this. You can see. Might be beneficial considering on a camera, not in front of people in a room. Nice. All right. So fire and restore and fire and restore. Calming now into the center of us. We worked our neck, worked our arms. We did planks and stuff like that. We stood upright and erect. The torso has to do a lot to hold us upright. And then we did a lot of bottom body, right? We did the legs. We opened, we closed. We worked them. We definitely remembered that in those chairs. So we felt our feet, we felt our legs. But it feels like maybe this little middle zone might need a little bit of help. All right, so we're going to work on that. All right, so I'm going to stay in Sukhasana here. I have shin in front of shin. You could be in crisscross applesauce. You could be working toward your lotus. Find what's comfortable. If you want to sit on a block, sit on a block. just going to start with the twisting of this middle section. I'm going to twist. Letting the tummy expand and breathe. And I'm going to release and let the tummy expand and breathe. Feeling the revolving and feeling the energy exchange from the sit bone all the way up through the top of my neck. Good. I'm going to do that again and twist and feel the difference. I'm not going to apply as much energy or force this time. Inviting some balance, some acceptance, some moderation. That is the balancing, starting to moderate. Noticing my mind be a little more accepting of moderation. I'll find the other side, even noticing like how I wear that as I change sides, getting a little more luxurious about it. And feeling what's going on in a more subtle manner, in a soft manner. God, I'm going to release and I'm going to come forward and just hinge at the hips. Relax the midsection. And roll my spine up. I'm going to switch my legs. Balance. Posing and counter posing. Now I'm going to side bend here. So I'm just going to place an arm down. Maybe it's on a block. So I'm not trying to lean like this. I'm going to keep my spine upright. Let this arm rest. I'm reaching it out, but I haven't taken the body width. I'm keeping the chest here and finding extension through that arm. Reaching straight up. I'm going to let this palm rest and side bend. And bringing it up to the side of my core. Over, breath, and side bend. Breath in, breath out, breath in, breath out, bringing it back up. I'm just going to let that upper body come forward. Letting the heaviness of earth come down. Stimulate the contents of my gut. And bringing myself up. And I'm going to bring the feet down. I'm going to turn sideways. Give myself support with my arms back behind me. Feet are down rooted. Pulling the navel to the back of the spine. Chin tucked. Notice I'm going to take these hands away, but when I took them away, the back didn't go back like this, right? So I am holding the core, lifting, breathing. The core is what's sustaining me now. I got to push my legs down. Ask my legs to help my core. Ask my upper body to lift up, help my core. Take the load off of it. The engine's still got to work. Good. I'm going to reach and bring it back. Core up. Reach and bring it back. Good. I'm going to curve. Bring it back. Curve. Asking. Seeing what the middle of me has. Bringing it back. Good. Let's cool that off. Bottoms of the feet together. Hips get to open. I get to fold forward where the front of me is facing the earth. Engaging in my fire. In my cooling of my fire. All right, I'm going to lengthen my legs out. And for the first time in our practice, we're going to have our back on the floor. Again, the balance of our perspective. Standing poses. The surface that is in touch with the earth is the smallest amount of surface for us to be standing unless we're handstanding. That then would be the smallest amount of surface. If you're going to finger stand, that would even be smaller surface. Levitation, no surface. I'm not there yet. Y'all want to show me that one? I'm all for it. All right, we're going to lay down on our backs. Oh. I'm just going to take a moment and let my perspective soak in for some balance here, because a lot of that energy was really up there. I carried some calm through it, but it's nice. Like, this is a different energy, right? Gravity, you can feel it on your organs in a different way. So much getting to feel in a different way. That release, that security to let go. I'm going to walk the feet in. We're going to invite a bridge. Still, it's going to stretch. The energy is still going to come from this core. We get to feel our stability through our legs. But we have this perspective of lying down, reclining, pressing down through the feet, lifting the hips. Soften the shoulders. Feel all that's being in support of me. And am I in a balanced space with it? Am I at war with it? And I'm going to lower those hips down. I'm going to do some adduction here with knees together, feet wide. Bring some attention to my pelvic bowl, rocking the tailbone back and forth. Good. And now I'm going to let the knees go side to side. So remember I said active or fast and then slow. You could adopt this notion of dynamic versus static in your postures. So this is a dynamic interplay where we're just going side to side, rocking and exchanging, fluid, it's kind of lubricating. And then I'm going to hold and pause. And then notice the tightest areas, whether they're fighting or whether they're just slowly navigating release and asking me for the patience and asking me for the attention. Not for the forcing, not for the demand. Send it some love. Send it some acceptance, some understanding. And I'm going to gradually come on over to the other side. And I'm going to bring that back, wiggle the feet in a little bit wider. I'm going to hug the knees in, pulling the thighs toward the chest. I'm going to wrap my arms behind my thighs, pulling the legs overhead, but I'm going to keep my low back toward the floor, all right? I'm not going for a flop. I'm just going to pull those legs and feel that stretch on my low back. Relax my belly. Confront that compression. Soften my back, let it in. I'm going to release that, lengthen my legs out in front of me, rest on my forearms, come to my elbows, Thrust my chest up and relax. Thrust my chest up, drop the head back. That might be enough for you. Tilt your tailbone back too. Curve your back and relax. And then thrust the chest up, relax the head, start to walk the elbows forward, top of the head down. Finding our fish if this is accessible. Reclining into this back bend, arching the heart. Breath. Lift the head, tuck the chin, lower your chest down, bring the knees in. Nice counter. Happy baby. Hips wide. Rock it if you like. Good. I'm just going to lengthen the legs out and get ourselves ready for Shavasana. So I'm going to adjust my hips, my fleshy bits. I'm going to widen my legs. That really lets my groin relax. Adjust my shoulders. Let my arms relax. This isn't comfortable for a lot of folks with back pain. So if you prefer to have your knees bent here, go ahead. Some people prefer to have their bottoms of their feet together, knees open. So you feel out. What is comfort for you? Where's that balance for you? Where you can let the greatest portion of you not react or act. And then we scan our body right now. What muscles, what nerves are still trying to do something? How do you calm them? How do you assure them that it's okay? What parts of your body have not been touched by your breath? And how do we bring that there? Could I feel my breath in my toes? Could I tell my brain, my thinking brain, to shut up when it goes, oh, that's physically impossible. Tell that to stop the noise. I'm just going to play right now with sending my breath awareness to my toes. Can I check in with my thought patterns? Notice where my thinking has been. Where is it now? And Lord knows throughout the day, my brain is excessively thinking, so the balance I need right now is for my brain to not have to do anything. And when it jumps up and says, oh yeah, but, I say, it's okay. I'm right back here. Oh yeah, but, nope. Come on back here. This is enough. This is the space between doing and non-doing. Sattva. Equilibrium. Just being. And then I'll awaken, not too fast, not too slow. Eventually making my way to coming upright to a seated space. Bring my attention to my breath, hands at my belly, hands at my heart. Feeling myself as a physical, swishy, warm-blooded being. Balance with the train. Spend some time with my vibrational self with an Om. Deep inhale. acknowledging that I'm a vibrational being, and it doesn't have to be with any purpose of what I am saying. I just make sound. Hands to my heart, holding space for the balance that I try to conduct in my actions and my words and my deeds. I hope that this has been helpful to share ways in which we can explore balance and equilibrium in our being, our physical being, our breath being, and our mind being. Namaste. Thank you all so much. If you wish to contribute, please, you can go to our website, justbeyoga.com, or paypal.me/justbeyoga. Check us out tomorrow live. We've got Yoga Basics live at 10 o'clock. We've got 11:30 is our power. And then Sunday, 10:30 is our chakra yoga flow. So please join us. Please share us. Always donation based. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Namaste.